Hello again, Chris here, and today I've got something a little bit different for you. So yeah, a couple months back, my trusty workhorse of a PC that I've been using since the beginning of this channel took a dump on me. Eager to get things back up and running, I started looking into building a new PC, and all I could say is, holy f***ing shit! The price of PC components are absolutely insane right now. Like, who do they actually expect to buy this stuff? So as I was buying that stuff, I couldn't help but notice that the used market is popping off. The culmination of crypto mining dying and next-gen stuff just coming out, there are some insane deals to be had on older hardware if you know what to look for, and that's where this idea sprouted. I wanted to see if I could build a VR-capable PC for $500, and that's right, I will be giving it away. So stick to the end to see how the first and likely last ever official ChrisQuitsReality pre-built can be yours. Okay, so when starting off with a fresh build, this is basically the stuff you're going to need, with the first thing on the list being a CPU, which was honestly a no-brainer. I managed to find the 5600, which is a pretty killer gaming processor for only $130, and not only that, it comes with its own cooler, which will save us some money there, as well as an Uncharted game bundle, which just so happens to be one of my favorite franchises of all time, so with the CPU out of the way, next we need to find a nice socket to stick it in, and after spending a couple of hours looking over some cheaper motherboards, I found what appeared to be a total score on a strict speed 550. And assuming everything works, this is going to make an incredible foundation for this build, allowing for upgrades to something like the 5800X 3D down the line.
That's hot.
Now it's time for the GPU, and I don't want this to just run VR. I want this to run VR well, so I'm aiming for at or above the Valve Index recommended specs. And after sifting through endless burnt-out mining cards, I found a really nice deal on a 1070 Ti, and even though it was sitting on carpet, which is a bit sus, the 1070 Ti is a really powerful card, and it looks super nice as well, so we'll take it. And just like that, with the big three out of the way, we can take a look at how we're doing price-wise. And good news, we haven't gone over yet, so let's find a nice box to drop this stuff in. As long as the airflow is good, we're not losing too much value going with something a bit cheaper. And after a little bit of searching, I found a nice compact open box mid-tower that comes pre-installed with 4 RGB fans already, which is a bonus, and honestly, it looks pretty damn neat. For storage, it's going to be pretty simple. We're just going with a 500GB NVMe M.2. If you don't know what that means, basically just
fast as fuck, boys.
So, moving on to the RAM, the DDR4 market is hella hot right now, and there is so many choices. But after a little bit of digging, I found this shit right here, and although I've never heard of the brand before, it's fast, reviewed pretty well, and not gonna lie, it looks pretty sick. And last but not least, we have the power supply unit, which is by far the most important part of the build. Now, I've personally had really good experiences with the EVGA in the past, so when I ran across this 850-watt Supernova, I knew it was the one. Now, let's just add this to the total, and fuck! Alright, so when looking at the final price, did I fail my own challenge? Well, technically yes, but actually no. You see, I could have done it. There was money to be saved. I saw it. I could have done something like go with an older motherboard, perhaps a single stick of RAM and SSD instead of an M.2, but here's the thing, I didn't want to. Knowing deep inside that I plan on giving this away and is destined to be someone's future gaming rig, I simply could not cut these corners. However, if we do a little mental gymnastics, I did get this Uncharted game bundle for free, which is about a $50 value, so
Nice.
Anyways, the monkey's already out of the bottle, so I splurged on a couple extra surprises and then waited patiently for everything to show up. Once it finally did, all I could say is, oh my god, I think I made the right call, because seriously, if I didn't know better, I would have thought this stuff was brand spanking new. I mean, look at it, for used parts, this stuff is glorious. Except for what the fuck?
Hi everybody, Chris said if I helped him film this video and let him borrow my camcorder, he'd let me tickle his asshole. Let's go. Remove shit from the box. No shit, Sherlock. Insert into socket. I can insert something into you. Gentle now. Clickety clackety, that's in tight. That shit cooler. Hold on, slow down now. I can't go there, quick. Put that to the side for later. Just kidding, you don't need it. Yeah, you spread that out real nice. Not too much, not too little. Just a dab will do ya. Perfect. Stickers. What is that, copper plating? Look at him go, spending all his money. Easy, line it up real good. Yes, one corner at a time. Don't screw it down too tight now, kids. unscrewing's for a different place. Put that ding-a-ling right there. So smooth. Look at this. Fly like a G6. Who gave you those, Chris? Herbert, man? You see that socket right there? Slide it on in there. Perfect. That's shiny. Look at that tire fit. That's one fancy case. Lots of space. So many screws. So little time. Be careful now, don't drop it in there. Easy does it. Jesus Christ, you're such a brute. My goodness, this thing's not gonna work by the time they get it. This music's gonna put me to sleep. More screws. Jesus. Don't lose the screws now. Fancy stick. Show you a fancy stick. Nice and tight. This thing's gonna be quick. Ooh, MSI. That's a nice one, Chris. Excuse me, sir. Don't you have to do some chords first? That's gonna get in the way. Got more screws, more screwing than a porno. What is that? I've never seen one of them before. Is that for the Wii V? That's all the power you need. Don't drop it in there like this, idiot. Easy does it. What's that? What are you trying to show me? Do you even know how to read? What's that for, Chris? You didn't even explain it, Chris. That's a small tie hole. What's that? What's that for the Wii V? Lots of cords. Lots of cords. Would have been easier if they didn't put in that graphics card first. USB. What's that? I don't know why he got me for this. I have no fucking clue what he's doing. I don't think he knows what he's doing either. Consult manual for header cable placement. Chris, that's a lot of reading material. You expect me to do this? All of it? Hold on, I think you're forgetting something. So many fans. More fans than Chris has. Chris, you're going too quick, Chris. I didn't see that. What was that? What a f***ing rat nest. You ever heard of cable management, Chris? Oh, that was easy. Just hide the mess, right, Chris? Just hide it. Fixing it. Easy does it. Don't drop it. Sweet, sweet cheese. That's a little bonus for you. It's my favorite part. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. I love this. Stickies.
Okay, so straight away I knew this thing was going to be fast because booting up took less than 15 seconds. First thing I did was fire up user benchmarks and the results were shockingly good. Just about every component was performing above the 90th percentile of similar computer parts, which basically means it's running extremely well. Just to be certain, I ran the Steam VR benchmark and to no one's surprise, it absolutely smashed it. So into my headset I go. I started with Population 1, which is a less demanding game and it had 0 issues. I even maxed out the graphics while playing on 120 frames per second with the recording going and it never missed a beat, so onto a real challenge. Boom! I loaded up VRChat and as expected it was much more difficult to run, however the results were still decent.
Yes, sir.
I I hopped into a full Black Cat lobbies, all avatars shown with full jiggles enabled, and it was still sticking around 50 FPS, which by VRChat standards is totally playable. With a little bit of tweaking like turning the settings down, hiding some users, and disabling those precious jiggle physics, much higher frame rates would be achievable. So yeah, I'd say that my goal of showing that you could play VR and create VR content without needing a ridiculous $1,600 GPU or $4,000 computer was insanely successful, but now let's get on to the most important part. Okay, so now that we know that it works, and it works extremely well, as promised, I'm going to be giving this away, and it's going to be super simple. You don't even have to be subscribed, but like, come on now.
Do it.
But yeah, all you're going to have to do to enter is join my Discord server, read those pesky rules, hit the participation button under the giveaways channel, and just like that, you're in. However, there are going to be a couple of stipulations. First, unfortunately, I can only ship within the continental US, so please don't enter if you're anywhere else. If this happens, you'll just be sad and I'll have to redraw. I will, however, be giving away that Uncharted bundle as well as a couple of Steam gift cards, and everyone is eligible for those. Second, I really want this PC to go to someone who wouldn't be able to have one otherwise. So although I know it's a cool thing to just have, please don't enter if you already have a decent system, but you're more than welcome to enter those other drawings. And huge shout out to my sponsors like GamerSupps and Kiwis that make doing stuff like this possible. But yeah, my Discord invite link is in the description. We've been having an absolute blast in there so far, and I hope to see some new faces around. But anyways, good luck, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Trying to think of a good line. Let me see. You went with the tickle the asshole, right?
Chris! Where you at, Chris? Where the hell did Chris go? He's gonna make me waste this Cialis. That's what she'll have to do.